start this vlog off with some great lighting here. I'm just sitting in my car on the side of the road as if you've ever worked in like a job where you have to go into people's homes but you can't be there until a certain time, you spend a lot of time on the side of the road. Yeah, I decided to start vlogging again, and it's Sunday night, and I didn't get any reading done today because I finished all my January reading. So I just, between work today, because I did the split shift, so I work at morning and then I work the evening. I just decided to book journal, and other journaling and planning and stuff like that. That's like my second love after reading. Well, actually, okay, like it goes like cats, reading, planning. Yeah. So my goals for this week, it's the first week of February. I want to get 2 books from Candid Reads done this week. And I think they're going to be The Midnight Library and, what was the other one? One of the other ones. I don't think it really matters because the page counts are very similar. So we'll say, well, The Midnight Library is fantasy, so let's go with Johnny Appleseed, because the other ones are science fiction and magical realism, maybe, and Johnny Appleseed Seats Contemporary. So there's lots of people out walking tonight. And I'm here talking to my phone. Anyways, oh, that was great lighting. Could you just stay behind me, people? No? You gotta drive. That's what roads are for. Anyways, and then as well, I'm gonna read the 3 unwrapped books. I'm just taking those very slow, taking the whole month to get through them. I want to get a good chunk of House of Chains done as well. I want to read some Vernal's Inquest, book 3 in Jerusalem by Alan Moore. Some more of Ulysses, because I really lacked on that in January. I only read 1 chapter. And that's it. I'm starting Deer Hunting with Jesus tomorrow. I just plugged in the USB key now. And that is it. I know I shouldn't touch my face, but I've washed my hands like 20,000 times today, and it's just a habit. Yeah, that's it. So that's my plan for this week, the first week of February, except technically today's January 31st, but I like to start on a Sunday. So there's that. Okay, yeah, I'll see you maybe tomorrow with a reading update.
Percent pay raise for the same amount of output and prevent management from firing the screw-offs.
I was just showing that I have just started listening to that audiobook today, and that means that I've been in the car driving or sitting on the side of the road for 60 would be an hour, 40. So an hour and 40 minutes. 45 minutes because it was 105, wasn't it? 105 minutes. So yeah, I'm gonna get through this quite fast if it's only 7 hours. Okay, so I'm inside. It's actually a few hours later. I did some stuff. Yeah, so I started Deer Hunting with Jesus, and my hair's all puffy. Deer Hunting with Jesus by Joe Baegant, and it's really interesting. It's definitely dated. It's pre-Obama, talking about conservatism, the conservative Republican Party, alt-right, the beginning of the alt-right starting, well, I mean, it started a while ago, but like really becoming prominent with the Bush era. And I'm reading it now and just thinking, what does the whole Trump thing mean to this now? Because he said at one point, like, these people, these working class, very alt-right people voting against their own interests are not going to start a revolution. And I was just like, okay, January 6th, 2021 will tell you that I don't think they're starting a revolution, but like they're not just going to sit around and do nothing. Yeah, so I still think it's important to listen to, because like it's still like the origins of that stuff, and I highly remember Bush being elected and then elected again. It's just like so many people were just like, how could that happen again? I'm so glad it didn't happen again with Trump. I wouldn't have been surprised, but anyways, it's not a political video. I am talking about politics, but I want to talk about other things. So I'm working on planner stuff. My book journal, which I absolutely love. I'm just going to show you the page I just finished, and this is just like a spread. I haven't even finished The Grey House yet, but I love this book so much, and I'm pretty sure like there's some blank spaces I like a lot on my pages. So this is one of the books I am currently reading, and I'm loving it, so I thought I'd do a spread for it. I also loved Can You Hear the Night Bird Call? So I just chose some pictures. This is the Kamagata Maru. Just Google that. And then I actually Googled, they gave her address in the book, and I Googled it, and this is the house, and it actually fits the description, except her house was white, I believe. Then we visit the Golden Temple in the book, Indira Gandhi, and of course there's always food as well. And this is actually my February page here for tracking statistics. I'll show you my January finished page, where, if I can find it. Where's the stats for January? Oh, I was going to be ambitious and draw these, but I decided to just print them off. So this, I figure, is going to help me keep on track with some of my goals. So for example, one goal I know I need to work on is this one. I have BIPOC authors at 22.2% and white authors at 77.8%, and I was like, I need to see the BIPOC author come bigger. But yeah, I thought that was really cool. Yeah, I'm not here to talk about that though. That's it. For now, I'm gonna go, now that I've done my creative stuff. I was binge watching BookTube, my watch later list. Now I'm gonna go actually officially start the BookTube books. I have also started Saga of the Volsungs here, and I just blew through 30 pages of that, and I decided to look at the roles of women in this. That's what all the tabs are. Yeah, so that's really cool. So I think I'm gonna leave it there, and I'll come back tomorrow. It's Tuesday, not Wednesday, and I'm on that chapter in Jerusalem. I already talked about it, where the words barely make any sense on the page unless you read them out loud, and sometimes even then I don't get it. So I printed off a 59-page guide, but what I did was print it into 4 pages, so it was only 15 pages. And this is someone who had gone through and done the translation. So I'm doing what I can, and when I stumble upon a word, I go to this. Because it is taking me 3 minutes to read a paragraph, because I have to sit there and work it out loud. And I'm enjoying the exercise, but it is very slow. So I think instead of aiming to finish Jerusalem this month, I'm just going to aim to finish that chapter, because it's 50 pages. So yeah, that's going to take a long time. I made good headway in some books that I wanted to start, especially the 2 Canada reads. I'm kind of disappointed by Midnight Bargain. It seems very not that well written. Yeah, just a short update today. I've been editing my bookshelf tour all day. Let's show you here. I'm on the last one now, and I'm running out of steam. It is like 6:30, and I've been doing this since about noon. This is part 6, so it's taking me like an hour for each video. But while it's rendering, while it's exporting, I've been reading, or trying to read, Round the Bend chapter in Jerusalem. So yeah, just a short update for today. Hi, it's Thursday, and I'm wrapped up in my blanket because it's a little chilly in my room. Um, and I wanted to update. I DNF'd my audiobook, Deer Hunting with Jesus by Joe Baegant, for a variety of reasons. Mostly because it felt dated. I think it was written after the second term of Bush Jr. there, and a lot has changed. A lot of what he was talking about would no longer apply, I believe. He's talking about like, things like healthcare, and I'm like, okay, well, I wonder how like the whole Obamacare ACA thing would have, affected this instead. Or Trump, how he said at one point that it's about, I should tell you what it's about before I go on about this. It's about, how poor working class white people, Americans, especially, well, it's all about America, why they vote Republican. And he said at one point, oh yeah, these people aren't gonna, start a revolution or anything. And I was just like, ooh, like, they're just gonna sit at home and do nothing. And I'm like, oh, that's proven not true. And so like, it felt dated in that way. And then he totally misconstrued what white privilege is, saying, like no one does anything for these poor white people. And I was just like, oh, dude, like, come on. There were some good points about, getting information from the workplace. It was written before the mortgage crisis and the recession in 2008. But he was talking about the lead up to that. So there was some interesting stuff. And then my straw that broke the camel's back was when he started talking about guns. And he's just like, yeah, so like a few kids like killed their siblings, like, but so what? Those numbers are so low, it doesn't matter. And I was just like, wow. Wow. And like this is before it was written before Sandy Hook and Parkland and all that stuff. And I was just like, I wonder if that would change his mind. So I decided it was just too dated and that too much has happened and changed in the world. This is like the very beginnings of the alt-right as opposed to, like where it is now. So yeah, I decided DNF. I will continue on with Grey House and hopefully finish that this month. Only problem is now is that I need a religious book to replace it, I think. Or maybe not, because I know 1 month I'm reading 2 books on religion. So, and I'm really overwhelmed with a lot of books. I also DNF'd. I should also talk about the other DNF. It's just a month of DNFs. I'm reading Hench right now, but on here as well, I was reading The Midnight Bargain for Canada Reads. I'll get back in my blanket. And yeah, I was reading that for Canada Reads, and it's just such like, take every female, like, not just feminism, take every like feminism troped YA and just like all the tropes, all the conventions of YA, and it was this book. Like there was insta-love, there was, girl fighting against the system, and I like all for that, but once you've read it like a million times, you don't want to read it again. This is about this girl who had to decide between getting married to this guy that she instantly fell in love with, and that twice, or pursue a magical career, because if you use magic as a woman, it can affect your children, like your infant, if you're carrying it in your womb still. So they chain women, and that aspect was really cool. But I looked at reviews because I was like, at this point, I'm like so sick of the tropes. The writing wasn't any good. There's nothing different. So I spoiled myself, and I'm just glad I didn't read it. So that's one less book to read this month. I normally don't DNF Canada Reads stuff. I usually stick through to the end, but I just couldn't. Not with the amount of books that I want to read this month anyways. So, continue on with Hench. That's the only other one I've started so far for Canada Reads. I'm also doing Please Look After Mom, the Saga of the Volsungs. Oh, I'm really loving House of Chains, which is book 4 in the Malazan series. I'm having a hard time pinning that one down to pick up the other books. And There's another book I'm reading, and it's not good that I can't remember what it's called. Oh, Scarborough by Catherine Hernandez, which is interesting. There's a lot of children's perspectives, but they don't. It's not well done. But the way I'm looking at it is that it's like adults looking back and writing as themselves as children with a bit of hindsight. So I think that's kind of getting through it. Anyways, so that's my update for Thursday. I'm just gonna chill in my blanket for another few minutes before I have to go back out into the cold for work. And hopefully be able to have a nap later. Tired. Bye. So I just thought I'd come on here and wrap up the week. So I have 2 DNFs, which I talked about already, I believe. They were my audiobook, Deer Hunting with Jesus, and The Midnight Bargain by Polk for Canada Reads. I'm kind of upset that, but I didn't want to waste my time reading something that I wasn't getting anything out of. So I'm still reading Hench. It's interesting. I hope we're gonna get some moral questioning soon, because like she's starting to turn into a villain, and I want it to like her to realize that, you know, she's doing some not so good things. And like wonder about that, because she seems like a good person otherwise, but yeah, that's messed up. There's also a really interesting scene in here. I have the TV paused. I'm watching BookTube, where she calculates how much damage superheroes do, and like in regards to life loss and like property damage and you know, all that kind of like how they do disaster damage calculations. She does that, but for superheroes. And yeah, like the superheroes are causing major problems, but like, is working for a villain any better? So yeah, I think that was interesting, and thought like maybe that could be applied to like cops and policing too in real life. I have been going back to this book, Please Look After Mom, by Kyung, Sook, Shin. This is amazing. It takes place in South Korea, written by a South Korean author, and it's about an older woman with dementia or whatever. My nails need to be done. With dementia, gets lost at a train station, and her family's looking for her. And you know, how much you actually know your parents too. Sorry, my lips like probably can't hear me because I'm talking like this. Yeah. I haven't made as much way into Scarborough yet, but I will be picking that up more. I've just been picking up Please Look After Mom more. And I think I'm actually almost done the Saga of the Volsungs. Everything's so shiny. I wonder tell me if you can guess who that booktuber is. Yeah. I don't know how many pages I have left, but not many. I mean, it's a very fast read. So yeah, that's that. It's actually technically Sunday, so you're gonna be seeing this exact same position in this sweater in front of my mouth for the introduction to Sunday's video.